Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday evening. And I'm so excited it's bingo night because you guys know I love bingo night. The reason I love bingo night so much is because I get a little more relaxed time when I'm playing bingo to kind of try to catch up with messages and visit with everybody. And it's just a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And let's see, gosh, there's a lot of hellos. I'm going to say hello to everybody. I don't want to take my time naming everyone because we have a long night ahead of us. So we are going to get kind of right into it. I'm going to do some quick announcements and then jump right into it. The main thing I want to tell you is, of course, the Join Special is amazing. There's only a couple weeks left of that. I hope you'll consider it and think about joining, and really it's just about getting a discount. I've had some people join and say, this is all I have to do, and I'm like, yep, now you just get a discount. So just give it a try. You'll be a demonstrator through the end of July, guaranteed. Not even if you buy one thing after you buy your kit, but you know you're going to, because number one, you're going to want to get the fabulous new exclusive online items, which are new. And the new main annual big catalog will be coming out also during your time as a demonstrator. So you will get the minimum of 20% off, and why not do that? So give it a try, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, you continue being a customer. So if you are interested, just let me know. You can always go to my blog at the top. It says join my team, and go from there and join, or let me know and I can help you. The other thing is, I know I always try to get bingo for the next month up, and March's is available. And the two sets I know for sure I will use in this bingo will be Forever Fern, and it will be the Irresistible Blooms. So those two for sure, there will at least be 2 cards with those. The next thing I want to tell you is, yes, I'm going to have an April class. So the more information will come soon, which means my host code and that kind of stuff. But March 1st, or let's see, the beginning of March is when the Irresistible Blooms will be available for customers. If you purchase that suite through me, and right there you can see it's $74.50 or equal value. So if you already have the set, if you're a demonstrator, or if you want to purchase something else, but you still like this kit, you're gonna need the kit, because there's these flowers and this paper. I provide the paper and the embellishments. You could always use a different flower, but the die cuts I'll provide also. So you could use a different flower set if you'd like. But if you purchase a suite through me, the class will be free. You will have to register. Registration is not open yet. I have not created that yet, and I will have a host code prepared for you and everything, so I will update that flyer probably this week. Okay, let's see. I know somebody needed their numbers. Let me look. Kathy, 28, 11, 18, 15, and 4. So those are your numbers. Marcia enjoyed the fun. Anybody else need their numbers, let me know. So yes, I decided not to do a class in March. March is going to be a little crazy, and April will be too, but I will have that Irresistible Blooms class because I cannot get enough of it. I've been having so much fun with it. All right, again, for February customers, any orders of $75 or more, I will, when you get your thank you card from me at the end of the month, I will be randomly putting in a golden ticket for one person, that one of the customers, and that is worth a $50 shopping spree with me in my store. So it will not go towards classes or bingo or anything. It's got to be in my store. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, Marilee, thank you. Welcome. Okay, so I think that's about it. Let me see. I think you guys know about everything else. The celebration, we have more items. And I think that is it, just glancing. I think we're good to go. So let's just jump right in because we are ready to play some bingo. So let's go with card number 1. I love card number 1. So if you remember at Christmas time, I used the little stamp sets, the little cards in my one of my classes or bingos or something. I don't remember now. But this one, I decided to do the larger card. So this is in the multi-pack of cards, and now the name escapes me. Oh, it's right here, I think. Assorted. Oh, let me grab it. It is the Assorted Memories and More cards. So you get the smaller cards, which we did in December in a class. Oh, these are the envelopes. Oh, I don't even know if I have the smaller ones in here. Oh, yeah, I do. So you get the smaller cards, these ones here. And then you get the larger cards, which is this size here. So I decided let's go ahead and try and use up some of these because I have a ton of them. And so you may see that in my next class too. And I really actually like this size card. I don't know why, but I think a masculine card, I just like it the larger size. So we're going to do this one, and I just realized I did not put that on a block, but we will. So let's get started with card number 1, and then we're going to jump right into our bingo. So if you are joining late, if you need your numbers, let me know. I'm going to change my chat to live chat. So if you can everybody change your chat to live chat, not top chat. Make sure you drag the bar at the bottom all the way to the right, so you're current with time. That way when we start bingo, I want to make sure you are right there with us. So your number 1 is going to be in your envelope. I did not put this one in a pouch because it's a little tall. So I decided, you know what, let's just put it in the card. So we're going to pull everything out here that you're going to get. And so you can kind of tell you're going to get a lot of everything. So if you don't have this set, it's okay. The only thing I use on here, because I have to stamp first, is the little wheel that goes right here. And you really don't need that on your ship. Okay, so you don't have to have that. So, but the stamp set would be nice to have. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this here. Let me pull my little bucket over. Some people were asking me how I do my classes. I put each card in a bucket like this. All right, so we're going to do the inside first. But I do need to put that sentiment on because I forgot. All right, so we're going to put that on the inside. So let's move that over there. So let's just take the inside piece. I like to stamp it first just in case I goof it up. I'm going to make sure. Yep, I did it in black. And so the inside just says, hoping this year is full of excitement or adventure and excitement, which I think is a really fun, good sentiment here. Look at me starting my video so quickly. Woohoo! All right, and I'm just going to put it, oops, I'm going to kind of put this straight so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to put it right about there. Remember that you're going to be putting some stuff down here too. So, you know, once you add your bottom, you still want to make sure you give yourself some room to do your stamping. All right. I like to start out with a card first. That way for the people that are playing bingo, you can kind of catch up and get online. I know people are going to be getting home from work. So we're going to just add our adhesive to this small piece here that goes on the inside. I like to actually put I'm going to wipe this off because it's got tons of paper on it. But I like to put this underneath me just so I can see it a little bit better, and you'll see what I mean here. So right here, if you're putting that down, you've got white underneath you. But if you put this here, it's just a little easier to see. And then carry that across. So there's that. And then I'm going to use my mini glue. Hi, everybody. Welcome. All right. My tip just flew out because I pulled it out. Now you'll notice on some of your cards, your pieces that go on the bottom of your card envelope. If it is DSP, it's probably going to be cut very close to 4 unless it's a 6x6 paper. This one was a 12x12, so of course I want to do even cuts. But like your cardstock piece might be a little longer just because I want to make sure that it's going to fit on your card and you can trim it, because you know, sometimes you're like right on the number, sometimes you're a little bit off. The other thing about bingo is I don't give sizes, because you're going to have the kit in your hands, and you know, you can check it out, write down the sizes if you want, measure it if you want, unless there's a fancy fold or something, and there really isn't anything out of the ordinary on this card, well, on any of these cards. So I kind of did the basics, except I did do a larger one. So if I do something that's, you know, fancy fold, then usually I will do a PDF, but you have a video here that helps you through everything. So we're just going to layer our white. And basically what I do with this is I measure this one. So this one's 4 by 6 1/4. So of course I'm going to go a little bit, you know, smaller on each, just like you would an A2. So let's put this on here. Oh, look at that. I ran out already. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Julie. Hi, Deborah. All right, so let's get this on here. Just kind of, see, now it would be nice if I had my silicone mat underneath me here too, so I can see, but all right, so we have that done. The next thing we're going to do is I am going to go ahead and adhere our rain and our brown, or this is soft suede, together. But let's first do our birds. Make sure your birds aren't upside down, because that is easy to do. So make sure they're not. And I got quite a bit of ink because we've got this, the rain, you know, this shiny on here. I just make sure you get a good amount of ink. And I'm just going to put them right there and leave that for a second just to make sure I get a good impression. And then that's good enough. All right, now let's go ahead and add this. My husband came home and I said, "Are you going to go to Costco tonight?" And he's like, "I wasn't going to." I go, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Let's go this weekend." And I'm like, "I've got a birthday party this weekend. I've got plans with a friend this weekend. On Sunday, I've got a video and a class here locally, and it's just going to be busy." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I'll go." All right, so ignore my scribble there. So the next thing we're going to do is let's work on our waves next. So this is going to be a little bit different because when I did the waves, I stamped the paper first. Yes, Terry, live chat. Top chat is more if there's people chatting, they'll show up more, but you want to be top chat, so, or live chat, so you can see everything. So what I did is I stamped first and then I die cut. But because I wanted to give you the waves just in case you don't have the stamp set, we're going to do it this way. So our first wave is going to be, let's do Night of Navy. I'm going to move this here out of the way. So we're going to do, you're going to get 3 waves. Okay, you're going to get a large one, a medium one, and a small one. And you can cut these, and I'll show you what I mean when we get there. I wanted to make them long enough for you. So if you look at this card, this one is going to go in the front, and see how I left it just a little bit long. And then this one will go in the middle, okay? And then this one at the top. Now, if you put this one at the top, it's going to be right about where this one's at. So you can put this one on first so you can fit your ship on there. So you might want your water to go up a little higher, and that's fine too, because you can still layer these up You know what I mean? It depends on how thick you want your card to be on here at the bottom. You don't want it too thick. So you could cut that down. So let's do our first and our last one are going to be navy. So see how this one's navy, Night of Navy, and then this one in the middle is going to be balmy blue. Okay, just to give it kind of a different look. All right, so we're going to take our wave. It looks like this. And I believe I did it this way, where the splashes are towards the top. Not that it matters, but that's how I did it. So let's get that. All right, and we're just going to start. Let's start at the top, actually. It doesn't have to be exact. You can kind of go over it, you know, different places. Like, see, look at that. And that's going to be covered up, so I'm not too worried about that. You don't want to go over it too much because then it gets super busy. So don't worry about that. But, you know, put a little bit. That's going to be covered. I'm not worried about that spot. And you've got little open spots here that are kind of hard to tell, and I'm okay with that. So don't worry about that. We'll set that one aside. And now let's do this one. You can also interchange your stamps. So don't go in a row exactly. Kind of move them around a little bit so that it looks like you have different prints. You don't want to do them right in a row. Okay, so there's your last one, your bottom one. Now this one is going to be your bottom one. You may end up cutting a little off, but just make sure that one's covered really well because this one is in the front and you're going to see it really well. Now I'm going to clean my stamp. And I'm going to bring out balmy blue. All right, I don't think I cleaned this very well. I don't want any Night of Navy in my balmy blue. All right. Now you're going to bring your middle piece out, and you're going to do the same thing, but with balmy blue. Now, if you, obviously, you can do them all in, you know, Night of Navy or whatever works for you is fine. I just want to give it a little bit of a different look. And I think it kind of makes the ship pop a little bit too. All right, so that is good right there. All right. The next thing we're going to do is let's stamp our sentiment and our wheel. So our sentiment, you're going to have these little pieces here. You're going to have a little strip of the soft suede and a little strip for your sentiment here. And so what we're going to do first is let's stamp. Looks like I rolled up my paper here. Let's stamp our happy birthday. All right, and I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. Okay, so there's your happy birthday. And then I'm going to take my snips and just go this way and this way. Okay, mine's a little bit high, but that's okay. And now I'm going to put it on my piece here. So I'm just going to put it on there, and see, I made it a little bit too long or too much at the bottom. So we're going to fix that. And I probably gave you a bigger piece just so you can mess with it. And then you might not have this set, so you can use whatever sentiment you want. So I'm just going to go like this and then turn it around. Go like this. I like doing the slant. You'll see me do that a lot on the masculine cards. And then I'm just going to cut straight ahead. And my secret is when I start cutting, which I just did this one a little bit, I try to look towards the front of where I'm cutting to, so that it stays as even as you can. But I kind of did it sideways right there. But normally I have my longer scissors too to do it. All right. What dies are these? Oh, these dies are the ones that come with the set on the ocean. So this is on the ocean. And we're using the dies, but look at the detail in the ship. And then these are clouds. I mean, there's a lot of detail. We can weather this together. I think that's a great sentiment for maybe a friend going through a hard time or whatever. I'd be lost without you. I think it's a great set. And then you're a treasure. Okay, trying to wipe the ink all off my hand. Okay, now let's do our wheel here. What do you call that? Your wheel, I know there's a name. What's the name for this? And we're going to use early espresso. There we go. So with this, same thing. If you don't have the stamp set, you obviously don't need to have this, but I gave you a little piece of soft suede in there. Use early espresso for your wheel. That's what we're calling it, a wheel. I'm sure there's a certain name for it, but wheel it is. And then you're going to die cut that out, so that's where this comes from. So we'll put that over there. I already die cut that out. We have our waves, and now we're going to do our boat. So here we have our boat. I'm going to bring this back in, but we'll get kind of a clean piece. All right. Now what we're going to do is bring in our soft suede. So we die cut our sails, and then our boat, and then the sail. A stern. Oh, I thought this was a stern. A ship wheel. See, I like ship wheel. That makes sense to me. Well, anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of age it a little bit. See how it looks just like it's a little more rustic, a little more aged. So let me show you what we did. First on here, we're going to take not early espresso. We're going to take soft suede. All right. Let's move these. So we're going to take some soft suede, and we're going to take a brush, and I took a mini one because we're also going to work on the sails. And so just kind of start it off and then just kind of go onto it. See how it looks just a little more rustic here? Let me see. See how it's a little more rustic looking, a little aged over here. And then, so I'm just going to be careful of your, whatever that is, your sail holder, your sail stick. And just go all the way around. If you do it in circles, it's going to get into those grooves of the window and of the lines of the ship. And you're just going to age your ship just a little bit. You don't want it, super dark. And then we're going to do the same thing with this, even though the only part you're really going to see is the top part. But you got to be really careful because you don't want that to bend. Okay, so I'm just doing the edges. And then I'm going to do the in-between because that you can probably see, but even though you really won't because the sails are going to be over it. But the sails are the ones that are going to look older too. So this you have to be super careful. It is DSP. This came from He's the Man. So the mast is with the sails on the mast. Thank you, Colette. The wheel is the helm. Oh, the helm of the wheel. I think that sounds right. Okay, anyway. Thank goodness we're not teaching shipping, right? All right, so now you're going to hold this with all of your hand because you don't want this to bend or break or anything. So kind of be careful, do a little at a time, and just make sure you have a hold of it because you just don't want it to bend. We're going to do some bending of it in a minute here. Okay, so I'm seeing a little bit of brown here, but I want it a little more, so I'm going to go some bigger circles to get it on the sails. There we go. We're being a little more aggressive. Be a little more aggressive on here. Get that on there so you can kind of see it. But you don't have to get too crazy. I think it just makes it look a little more rustic, a little more tethered, I guess you could say. And I did do it in the middle just a little bit to get those little edges. So just be careful. You don't want to rip it, okay? So I'm going to do, I got quite a bit over there. I'm going to do a little bit more over here. Okay, so I think we're good. All right, so now what you're going to do, you're a sailor but not a pirate ship. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to add our sails to the sails, the background, so it's like our template. But what I want to do is I want to grab my embossing folder here. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to curl these just a little bit. So just a little bit to give them a little bit of curl. You got to be really careful here too. You don't want to rip them. Okay, so just a little bit, but we are going to glue them on here. But we're going to also curl these just a bit. We're going to just give these sails a little bit of life. Okay, so just curl them a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to do liquid glue. Just a little bit. You don't want to get your DSP too wet. Kind of get it to your edges, but not super crazy. So see how little bit I'm putting on there? That will hold, so. All right. And then over here. Again, he's the man. This is where I got this paper from. I just thought this looked like a great sail paper fabric. All right, and now we're just going to lay it right on. So kind of flatten this back out and start with the bottom one. Should be a really close fit. Okay, go up with your second one and go up with your third one. Okay, so now all of your fabric is on there, but see how it's kind of puffed up a little bit? It kind of just gives it a little bit of that texture. Thank you, Leslie. I have to tell you guys, we were going to take my mom on a cruise, and she ended up she got sick and went in the hospital and didn't make it. But she kept telling me she didn't want to go because of the pirates. Oh, honey, I can't go because there's pirates. There's pirates. We can't go. Oh, Mom, there's no pirates. All right. So this one is a little bit longer. I'm going to cut this one down a little bit now. And this one, I mean, all of your guys' are going to be a little bit different. I mean, I just kind of gave you some extra. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. Not a whole lot off. Okay. So this one will be my bottom one. And then my second one, oh, sorry, this one's my bottom one. This one's my second one. But see how, as long as your bottom one's on there, you can kind of maneuver your second one wherever you want it. And then your larger one, make sure your ship is going to fit on there. So let's actually put this together first. How I put this together is right after the one, let's see, I think there's another one right here behind the wheel. Right on the third one right here, that little piece of wood right there, that's where I put this. So I'm going to put it 1, 2, 3 right here. You want it kind of slanted, you know, tilting a little bit like this. Okay, so I'm tilting it to where this is open over here on this side. So tilt it a little bit like this, kind of like the boat is covered, and so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to add glue right here. Are you guys having a pirate party without me? All right, we're going to put this down. We're going to do the third one, but see how I'm keeping this open right here, because you're going to see the water through there. You want to see the water. All right, so we're just going to leave that like this for a second. And we could add some glue right here. Just a little bit. So let's put that back down, make sure it's where you want it, and then lay that down. Okay, we'll put that over that. Now, we're going to put the wheel on. So I just did glue. I didn't want it popped up, but you could obviously if you wanted to, but it's behind the waves kind of. And so I just decided not to do that. And I just put it just like that. So one of the handles will go over the second one, the second wood there, so that it fits on your ship. And like I said, if you don't have this set, well, first of all, I highly recommend it. I think it's an amazing set for a masculine card. All right, let's just move that one over. We'll leave that on there. Okay, now let's pull this in. And what I did is I did this. I did a line right here, and I put this on the bottom. But see how I didn't do any up here? Because it gives me room to kind of play with the rest of our waves. So put the bottom one on. Go right to the edge of your rain paper, because of course this is your border. And now we're going to put this in. Just kind of play with it. And you know, you can cut that down farther if you want your waves closer. This one I think is the one I'm going to be cutting down, because I do want space between this one and this one, because if it's too short, you're not going to get to see much of your ship. So I definitely want to cut this one down a little bit, but this one's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. Now if you feel the need to cut some of that off, you can. Just make sure when you put it in there that it's lower than your waves. And it turned out fine for me to just put it in there. Now if you have this set and you want to make this, I offset my my die cutting so that my waves weren't exactly lined up. Otherwise you'd have this and this just lined up straight, and you're only using a part of it anyway. So I just kind of made sure that they were kind of offset. We're going to cut this one down a little bit. I'm going to cut down quite a bit off of this. Now you could also use this as your inside of your card if you wanted, or even do a strip like this and add, you know, on top of your DSP or whatever. So these are kind of fun pieces to think about. All right, let's put this up here. We're going to slide that down. It'll go down a ways, but it still gives me plenty of space for my ship. So, yeah, so the top of your waves are about, from the bottom of your waves to your top is about 2 3/4 is about where it's at. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll add this in. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2. There's nothing going behind this. Let's just make sure it's in there good. All right, so slide this in. You don't want to do that with your second one, because you're going to have to, we want to tuck our ship in there, right? So you want to make sure that right here, there's a lot of space for your ship. And we can always put a glue dot here. You can tell right here, did I put a glue dot? Oh, I don't even think I did. But once you put your ship in, if it pokes up a little bit, you can, you know, glue it down. All right, let me go back out a little bit. Okay, so let's get our ship. So our ship should be good to go. And we're going to put dimensionals on it, because we do want it to look like it's floating and not stuck on top of the, right directly on the water. And you'll notice the sails are a little bit bigger than this piece. So the sails are a little bigger to cover that back piece really well. So you don't have to worry about, you know, putting those on exactly. All right, I'm just going to put 2, and then I am going to use a little one right here. Okay, and did I put some up here? I did. So at the top on this and this right here, I'm going to take the smallest piece right here, a sliver of dimensionals off. Okay, so just get a very thin piece. You want to make sure you get, well, this is a little too thin. Can't even see the plastic on there. So go a little thicker. You got to be able to see it. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the small piece here. And then I like to take my pokey tool, because this is the part that the adhesive's off, and just lay it right on there. Just make it thin enough to put on there. And then we're going to do the same over here. Take this off. Make sure it's thin enough, yep. And just kind of put it right on there, like that. And now we'll take all of our dimensionals off. All right, all off, all off, all off, come on. All right, so be careful, oops, be careful of our little guy up here. And this one. All right, now I wanted the boat to be rocking, so we're going to do it like this. And I just kind of place it right, I want it a little farther in, because the water, you know how it is, the ships go way in the water. All right, so just kind of make it floating. I want it up a little bit. There we go. So kind of at an angle. Thanks, Julie. I think so too. I just love that stamp of the waves. All right, we're going to put our sentiment on. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. I'll put it right about there. And now, let's add it to our card front. No embellishments. I thought that the rain with the wet look from the Rain or Shine DSP was enough to look like an embellishment on there. You could put the metallic ones, but because this was such a scene, I didn't think putting, you know, those up in the air. You could put them on here if you wanted. Maybe a big one in the middle and 2 little ones. That just kind of came to me. I mean, it would look kind of cool on the sentiment part. All right, so here we got to put this on. Here. Don't tell me this is too big. It's, oh yeah, see, it's my imagination here. All right, so we're just going to put that on here. It's very, very close to the edge, very close. So it just has a very little bit of white on the outside. So be careful when you're putting it on that you have that very little tiny bit of white around the outside. And now I'm looking at my bottom left and it's crooked. Let's see if we can lift it carefully. All right, so let's pull this up a little bit. There we go, much better. All right, does this make me seasick? No. Oh, Barbara, I think you'll love it. I do get very seasick, so I would not want to be on this ship. When we go to Ireland, our cousin has a boat, and a sailboat, and they want to go out in the water, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch you from the sidelines. Okay, so there we go, and then you have your own little envelope here. So I like to fold them back. I put my cards like this when I have specialty envelopes or I have cards ready to go. That way your flap stays secure in there, and there you go. Keeps your envelope with your card. So that is card number 1. Yay, I'm glad you guys like it. Let me just kind of try to clean up my dimensional pieces and move this. I'm going to keep the stamps because I'm going to use those ink pads. And we're just going to pile everything behind me. Yay! Card number 1. I'm glad you guys like it. So I just think it's a fun masculine, and I just loved the stormy paper behind it. So this one's a little stormier. Just it depends on where your paper was cut from, but it's the same paper. So I hope you guys liked that. Now time for bingo. Does everybody have their numbers? I can tell you, Kathy, I used your numbers from January. That's where those came from. Dolores, your numbers came from January. Leslie, your numbers came from November. So if anybody needs to change their numbers, speak now or forever hold your peace. And I have everybody else's numbers already. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Marilee, I think it's going to be a fantastic masculine set. I love it. And it's so easy to do the water with the dies and that stamp. Okay, it looks like everybody is ready. Make sure again that you're on live chat. And make sure you pull your bar all the way to the right and that you're up to current time. And here we go. All right, number 17. So for those of you, I should quickly say, because we might have new people, I'm so sorry. In the comments, if you have that number, so let's say you had number 17, you're going to put a B and hit enter. Oh, let me see, Leslie. Leslie. Yep, that's what I have. Perfect. The bar, Margie, it sounds like you're right, caught up, because you're asking what I'm answering. But at the bottom of the video, you would just want to pull that, make sure you're current, but it seems like you are. So you're going to put a B and then hit enter. You're going to put, get an I ready to go. And then when I call your next number, you're going to hit enter. And you keep doing that until I call the O. And you want to make sure you're the first person that hits enter, because it's going to be, the first person wins bingo. So you want to make sure you are ready to go and hit bingo. And then there'll be 4 $100 prizes given away. Good, Margie. There's going to be 4 $100 prizes given away. That's for the first person that answers bingo. There is a consolation prize. If you choose not to take the consolation prize and you want to continue playing bingo, that is fine. Just tell me I do not want the consolation prize, and then I will not write you down and you can go for a bingo. Okay, what else? Then if you do win, you send me an order of your $100 or more. Obviously, I say $150 is great, because then that's a party and you're only doing the $50. You get Stampin' Rewards money, and don't forget you get extra celebration items. Your orders must be turned in by the end of February. Okay, so I think that's it. Anything over the 100, I will invoice you the difference, send you a little screenshot of your total, and then you pay that and I submit your order. All right, sorry about that. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, so let's get going. All right, the next number is 4. Number 4. The next number, 19. And of course, I'm going a little faster at the beginning, because you can't win bingo until you have 5 numbers anyway, right? The next number, oh, Terry is on a roll. 16. The next number, Oh, Lisa's got a BI 30. Hi, Olivia. BIN for Lisa. Woo, 20 is the next number. Lots of B's on that one. BING. Woo. 2. Number 2. All right, we got some more B's. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Oh, excuse me. What? Oh my goodness, Lisa. Hold on, let me see. Oh, sorry. Whew. 2, 4, 30, 19, and 16. Are you kidding me? Lisa, congratulations. Let me write that down. Wow. Number 1 bingo. Lisa, that is... I don't think I've ever seen a bingo that fast. 2, 4, 6, 7 numbers, and you got 5. That is crazy. Congratulations. I'm guessing there's nobody else. That is absolutely crazy. Well, Lisa, you get to sit back and relax and watch the rest of our bingo playing. I'm saying nobody else. I'm putting them back in because I can't imagine. Wow, that was great. All right, let's get to card number 2. Let me put this up. Here is card number 2. I just absolutely love this card. Uh-oh, my stamp sets won't close. There we go. Look how pretty this card is for a sympathy card. Super simple. It says, with sympathy, sending hope and peace. Okay, so super simple. So here we go. We're using the ginkgo branch and the die set, which apparently I didn't bring the die set over here, but you're going to have your die already cut out for you. All right. God, I can't believe how quick that was. All right, so here's our pieces. All right. You're going to have the gold on top and a white piece. Of course, I cut the middle out because I'm all about saving. And it depends. If it doesn't have a panel behind it, if I'm raising it up, there's some reasons I would not cut them out. But for this, I would absolutely cut it out because it's a flat card and it just makes sense to me. The only thing popped up is the sentiment. The panel is popped up, but it was in the middle and it's fine with, because you have something over it. I think it's fine. Oh, Margie, see? Gotta have it. So what I did with this one is you are going to have your piece for the front. Notice it's a little bit, it doesn't quite fit. I mean, it's the same size as your gold, because once you stamp this, you're going to want to trim it down and you're going to want to keep your little piece here for the inside. So I'll show you. So this gold piece is 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so that's going to go in the front. And then this piece is going to be trimmed down once you stamp it to be 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so let me just double check that for you because I want to make sure I did go 3 3/4. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5. So on the inside, we will set this aside. See how I made this longer? And that's fine. I did that for a reason, just so you can cut it and I had a big piece that size, so I just cut it. So we'll do the inside in a minute. The very first thing you should do is this panel here. So let me pull in this. All right, let me turn around so it looks like the name's right. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in our larger flower image, okay, and our soft succulent. All right, so now I'm going to do it this way. Soft succulent. Now what I want you to do is take a look. See, this is what this one looks like. Take a look and tell me what you want, because if you stamp it like this, it's pretty darn dark. And you want the background to be light. So it's up to you, but I would prefer to stamp off once, but I'm going to do it again because I've been sitting here chatting. All right, so we're going to stamp it, we're going to stamp off, and then stamp on. Okay? So just like that. So I like to do it like this. I think you get less ink all over the place when you take the stamp to a larger image. And then I'm going to go like this. Okay, so make your first couple pretty big. Like, I don't want all the stems and stuff on it so much. But now I'm going to just come on the end, stamp off, stamp on. Okay, stamp on the end, and then go like that. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, so I am going to take the whole thing here. We're going to stamp off, and then see how it points? It goes right, fits right in there. See how it just fits right in there? I think this would be a fun St. Patrick's Day card too, because it kind of looks like it's clovers. All right, now I want this edge over here because there's little pieces. Okay, so just kind of, you know, put it in there where you want it. Remember, a lot of this is going to be covered up, so you want your edges to have, and I'm even on my third stamping right now, and that's okay. You're just going to kind of put a little bit in there, okay? So super simple, but it just adds a lot of layers to it by doing that. All right, so there's that. So we are going to cut this down. What I like to do is cut this side first, because that's a long side and it's going to make sure it fits on the inside, because the inside of your card is 4. So you don't want to, you could cut this side if you wanted, and you could do this one because there's a lot of detail, or you can do a longer side, and that way you have plenty of room to kind of play with it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this down. So I'm going to cut the long side first. I want this to be 3 3/4. This one has a lot of detail, so I'm going to cut that off first. And I'm going to use that on the inside of my card. Okay. And now this has a lot of detail, so we'll cut that off at 5. Okay. But because, see, this is already 3 3/4. Now this is 3 3/4, but your inside is a 4. So I like to do the larger piece like that. All right, so there we go for that. All right, now what we're gonna do is on the inside of the card, you're gonna see I just put the single ones here. So here's the inside, which I didn't put on a block, but I will right now. We'll just put it on this one because I have it right here. Same thing, we're gonna take our soft succulent. You want to make sure it's a little high because you're going to have your papers down here. So again, we're going to take that off. We're going to stamp it and then stamp up like that. Okay, because we're going to have papers down here, so don't worry about that. I probably could have even done higher, but we'll see what it looks like. And you could lay them on here. Yeah, that's okay. And then we'll do this piece on here. I'm going to do the darker piece over here. Like that. So that's fine. I'm good with that. As long as you can see your leaves pretty good. You want them up higher. All right. Now, we can close that color up. I'm going to leave all my colors out because some of them I'm going back to and I just don't remember what's what. All right, so now let's do our sentiment on the top. Sending hope and peace. We'll do that up here. You guys that just ordered this, you're going to love it. It's such a fun set. It's just, I guess fun's not the right word. It's just the perfect, elegant set, I think, for especially like a sympathy card. But, all right, we're going to put that here. I want that right about here. Sending hope and peace. Okay, now let's bring in our silicone mat. And we're going to put this on here. All right, then I like to put my hand there just to make sure it's going to be completely covered with glue, and it is. Okay, and now we're going to do this one. And again, I like to just lay this down. And I like to just kind of put my little thumbprint right there. That way when I turn it over, I know exactly where the glue needs to go. I don't want to have glue all over the place. So we're just going to lay this down. And push it that way just a little bit. There we go. And now we can cut off what we don't need. All right, so there's the inside. And now we need to do our sentiment on the front, but let's there isn't any other color on the front other than gold, and I didn't want to add another layer of gold in there. I think just laying this down is plenty, so we're going to do that. I still can't believe, Lisa, that you won that already. That's kind of crazy. All right, so just kind of look at your paper. There we go. All right, so now we can put these on the front because we're not doing a whole lot but gluing on here, so I'm good at doing this one. We'll put this on the gold. I want this to be the same way as the one on front's gonna go. All right, and I did do this one, instead of doing like 4 1/8 like I normally do in a 4, I wanted it a little bit more, which is why it's 5 3/4, because I wanted the gold to show a little more. Okay, there we go. And now let's glue this on and let's stamp this. So this is with sympathy. Hopefully I can get it straight. I tend to normally stamp first. If you don't have the stamp set, what would you suggest instead? I would definitely do like Forever Fern. Forever Fern is such a great set with all the different leaves and stuff, and it actually came out with Soft Succulent. And so I would pick out a leaf that you like there and make sure you stamp it off, because it's definitely, those are a little bit bolder, but there's some in there that are lighter that you could add to the background and have it, you know, just have a soft leafy look in the back. All right, so let's try and get this in the middle. And even. Woohoo! All right. I know, that was crazy, Lisa. All right, so then we're going to definitely pop this up. So I am going to do our dimensionals. And on something like this, I try to make sure that, you know, your lines are top and bottom. I got ink all over my hands. You know, that they're even with the top and bottom so you don't see them popping out the sides. Okay. Oh, let's just do, normally 4 would have been fine, but I didn't space them out enough, so we're just going to do extra. All right, so there's that, our sentiment. And now we're going to take our, don't lose your little embellishments here. And then we're going to take our ginkgo here and just kind of lay it. It doesn't really matter. I like to have the stems a little bit. I mean, you could do it completely straight up if you wanted, but I liked it just having it to the side a little bit. So what I did is I just did glue on the solid flowers and then on the base of the littler ones. Okay. And then I just kind of did a little few dots around the outside. Maybe the stems a little bit, just wherever you think. Just add some little dots. Down the stem. All right, that's all of them but this one. All right. And then what's nice is it holds, is pretty firm with the gold, and I'm just going to add it like right here. I did it just a little to the left. You can also take a block and just kind of, because it's going to only touch this part, not this part, because it's flat. Now we'll pop, oh, let's do this. Let's go ahead and, oh, do this, I popped it up. So let's pop this up. So by moving these two inward a little bit, it kind of helps the panel from not, you know, caving in, but you don't have to have them all on all the edges. So I just kind of do it that way just to help the center and the sides. All right, we're going to put that on like this. Now we're going to take these off. All right, oop, missed one. All right, and then the hard part is covering this beautiful gold, but this is a solid and this is a solid, so I just kind of went, you know, right in there. Just kind of, let's see if I can make it straight. And put that on there. And then we're going to do your large one and a small, and then another small one up over here. All right, that's it. Quick and simple. Look how quick that is. So if you, now this is much lighter, so I probably re-inked this since I did this card. And I just love it. I think it's nice and simple, yet elegant, and just a soft, but a really nice looking card with the gold on there. Oopsies. With the gold, and then you have the inside that just gives it a little bit, you know, extra. I mean, what a beautiful card. It's not too out there or sparkly or crazy. I even like, because I stamped this one, excuse me, re-inked it, I think I would stamp off twice maybe and do it much lighter on the back. So it's just up to you. I think this one looks a little busier. I think stamping it off and doing the lighter would be nice. But such a great set. At first I bought it and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to make with it. And then I focused on the sentiments and I thought, ooh, that is perfect. So that worked out nicely. Again, it's the ginkgo branch and there's dies with it, but they're over where they should be and I didn't bring them out. So, yay! Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it. So yeah, definitely if you need something else, another leafy die or stamp set. Of course, when you get your bingo package, you're going to get the die. So you just need something for the background. And I would probably go to Forever Fern first because it's got a lot of choices in there. All right. Let's do bingo number 15. Number 15. Thank you, Melanie. Number 28. Bingo is pretty much ready to go. I just have to print out your labels, so I'm hoping they'll go out tomorrow. But everything, I received my goodie for you and to put in your bag today in the mail. Yay! Number 12. Lots of bees. Ooh, Kathy with the B-I already. B-I. Ooh, Kathy with a B-I-N already. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Olivia with the B. Number 13. Number 13. Number 21. 21. A B-I for Zoila. 29. 22. 'Okay, Marilee, if you make sure you put B-I-N all together. And so have B-I-N and then G ready to go so that I can see the full word. Number 30. All right, lots of B's. B-I's, I think one B-I-N. 19. Ooh, lots of B-I's popping up now. There you go. Zoila with a B-I-N. Number 20. Okay, I'm a couple ahead now. I'm going to slow down a bit. I have blue ink everywhere. All right, you guys are catching up a little bit, so I'm going to go again. I've told you guys before that caption slows it down just a bit. Number 8. Number 9. Number 1. Now remember, it's the first person that calls it. So for example, if somebody calls it now and they're back over here, but then somebody calls it for over here, this person will win if they called it first. If this person calls it, then they get it. So it's the first person. All right, number 27. Lots of BINs popping up now. Number 18. Woohoo, Olivia's got a BIN. Leslie, Diane, Stephanie, Judy. Ooh, Leslie has a BING, and Zoila does also. And I've already called another number, so I'm going to wait. You guys are just a tad behind, just to make sure. And that was number 18. The next number is 7. Number 7. I'm going to wait because I see that I'm ahead. BINs, more BINs. Oh, Zoila has bingo. Congratulations, Zoila. So let's take a look. I know there's a lot of BINGs coming up now. All right, Zoila, where are you? Here you are. Number 7. Number 12. Number 13. 27. And 30. Congratulations, Zoila. Woohoo! Let me write that down. Number 2. Congratulations. Yay. All right. Everybody's done. I don't see anybody else. Mary Lee, did you have bingo too? Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Number 7. 13. I don't see a 5. Okay, Marilee. Thank you. All right. So, Zoila, the only winner. Congratulations. You were so close, though, Marilee. So close. All right. Card number 3. I love, love, love this set. I also love this style card. And it's this one. Look how cute. Cute, cute, cute. This is the new ribbon. So here is our set. Let me move this over. We are going to need Night of Navy. I'm going to leave that ink there. And pull my bucket. This is a heavy bucket. I got a lot of stuff in it. All right. So this card is the Regency Park, but I also used the second set stamped with it, which is the Sweet Sentimental Park. And we're going to use the Thinking of You. And that's the only thing we use in that set. But then this is the Petal Park. And the Sweet is Regency Park. And I absolutely love this whole suite. And I've been dying to do something with these polka dots. So here we go. So let's take out our bow and our little embellishments. And we're going to put them up here in the corner. It's project number 3. This paper is from the Regency Park. It's on the other side of the blue. This is for your flowers. This is for your panel in the front. And then inside we have our blue and our white. So we're going to deal with our white first. Okay, let me move this over so you can take a look at that for a minute. So let's do our white first, and we're going to add, you can add, really you could add this if you wanted. I'm going to stick with the polka dots because we have the blue. And so again, line it up, kind of get an idea where you're holding it at and where you're going to glue. I'll just go ahead and use liquid glue this time. It's because it's right here next to me. All right, and we're going to put this on here. All right, and then this one, same thing. Bring it over. I just mark it with my nail or do a little bend on it. All right, so this one's going to go right here. You're welcome, Linda. Merrily goes the other way. What goes the other way? All right, so we're just going to cut this off like this. There we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put it on here. I'll use my runner. Oh, that one's out. Not that one. This one. All right, we'll add this on here. I tend to just do a little border around, especially because this is going to go on white. Oh, you know what? You are correct, Merrily. Look, it's the long piece. So I gave you guys a long piece, but I'm hoping your blue piece was long enough. Well, that's okay. We're going to put it like this. It really doesn't matter, but I think now I got to go look because your guys' stuff's all packaged. Oh, I think your yellow was long enough, but I don't know if the blue was. Oh, I guess it would have been. Yeah. Oh well. Now I know what you meant, Merrily. It did. It was supposed to go on the bottom. And I think your guys' is going to be fine. But we're going to go this way. You know, just for something different. Oopsie poopsie. All right. So now we're just going to put this in. And I'm fine with doing it on the side like that because I like it. It's different. And it also still gives you plenty of space to write. So I put it on the left side. And I'm going to do the bottom. As long as I can see the bottom and the two sides, I know that it's going to be fine up at the top. So as long as I know this is good, then this will be good. Yeah, Zoila, thank you. I do some on the side sometimes. So, but I'm so used to doing cards like this that I forget because I don't do them landscape enough. But that's okay. All right, so again, we're going to minimize our pieces. So let's go ahead and add these together. And obviously, if liquid glue is easier for you, it is a little easier to move around. So you can definitely use that. I like runner and liquid. I use them both. Okay, there's that. And this one is glued down, so we can go ahead and put that down now. I tend to like to put pieces together so I don't accidentally grab them and think they're scratch paper or whatever, or lose them. So we're just going to go and put this. See how it's a little harder when you don't have white when you have white underneath. Okay, so there we go. So we'll set that aside, and now we're going to work on our panel piece. So let's set the blue aside, and now you have just your two white pieces. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's do our flowers. So we are going to need our Mango Melody and our punch. So we'll set the punch aside. So let's do Mango Melody. Again, I like to have a piece of paper like this because we're going to stamp off. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the flowers with the outside, with the line on it. And we want full strength Mango Melody on that. So look at your punch. Okay, your little flower is at the top. So that's how I have it on my block. And we're just going to put that right there. Okay, so there is full strength Mango Melody. All right, now we're going to do Mango Melody again with our flowers. Again, small flower on the top. We're going to ink this up and we're going to stamp it off. And now we're going to stamp right on. So now you can see through. That's why I like doing the dark first. You can see through, kind of manipulate, move your flowers around a little bit till they're right about where you want them. And then there is our flowers. There are our flowers. Multiple flowers, Marcie. All right, so here we go. We're going to put this in here and punch it. I love this set. I hope this carries over because I just love it. Oh, I knew I was thinking, you know, I should close that before something lands in it. All right. So there's our flowers. So we have 1, 2, and 3 flowers. So we'll put those over there. And then we can throw that away with our extra. Now here's our panel. What I'm going to do is bring this in. Again, put it on here. Now we're going to stamp our leaves onto the white panel here and our thank you. But I'm going to add the thank you first because we definitely have to have our sentiment on there. But when you do your leaves, see how they kind of go off the edges? And that's okay. But you want to make sure that your thank you is on there or thinking of you. So let's do that first, and we're going to do it in Night of Navy. All right, so let's do thinking of first. I'm going to pull that down a little bit. And I want that kind of towards the top. I want to have plenty of room for my U on there. I don't want to go all the way to the edge, but I don't want to be way over on the edge either. So there's thinking of, and then here is our U. I'm going to stamp it on here just to kind of make sure it stamps okay. Notice I'm going around to the edge because when you stamp in the middle a lot, it's going to be lighter there. So I'm going to go around the outside because I definitely want it to be nice and bold and inky. So normally I do it on a larger block. I'm not sure why I put it on this small one. But we're going to go right there and hope it's straight. I see better when the blocks are just a little bit bigger. All right, so there is your thinking of you. So that is good. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about how to do this two-step stamping. All right, so we are going to, I'm going to turn this over for you so we have a better image here, a little lighter. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you when you're doing your stamps, you want to lay your stamps down, just kind of flop them down there because that's the shape they should have. And then put your block over to pick them up. Okay, so let's start with this one. We're going to do it where the big circle's on the bottom, and it really doesn't matter. You can choose to do a different way, but that's how I'm choosing to do it. I liked that the big flower was here, so that's why I want to do the large circle on the bottom. All right, so now let's ink this up. Full strength shaded spruce. Okay, full strength shaded spruce. Let's pull this back in. Kind of make it, it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not, to be honest, but I want this corner to be, that leaf to be up in the corner. Okay, so I'm going to do it just like this. I'm going to hold it for a second and then lift it. Okay, so there is those are our leaves. And that's the outside. Again, remember, I always like to do the outside first. I just think I can see it better without getting green all over my hand like I did. Hi, Debbie. All right, now what I like to do is I like to take this, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to lay this right on top. I want to make sure that this is shaped exactly how I want it to fit what I have stamped. I don't want my leaves to be all on the outside. I want everything to line up good. Everything is lined up. This one can go this way a little bit. Okay, make sure this is where you want it. Okay, everything looks good. Now take your block and get it on there. Okay, so now everything lines up just fine. So now, again, you're going to take your shaded spruce, ink it up, get a nice ink. All right, now we're going to stamp off once. Oops, I got to go this way, right? This is the way I was. And now, slowly go down. Hopefully my head's not in the way. Slowly go down, slowly, closer and closer. If you're not using your Stamparatus, and then lay it down. So I just go slowly down until I get to the paper so that it's measured right in there. All right, so I angled it a lot more, and so I lost a lot of flowers down here. See how I have a lot of flowers there, but it's okay. So if you want more flowers up on that end, then just angle your stamp a little more up. Okay, and then you would have gotten more flowers, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to take our flowers, and I'm just going to bring them all up just a little bit, just the edges up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to lay our flowers where they go. I like to just curl them a little. And then same with the little one. Okay. So now, before we add these, let's go ahead and add this to our blue panel. All right, so we're going to go right in here. You're going to go all the way to the edge of the blue, and then lay it down carefully all the way to the edge so you can have a little bit of blue on the top and the bottom. All right, and now I glued these, so I'm just going to add glue in the center, and then I think this one goes like this. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Just kind of put your flower in there. See how that looks like there's a flower that goes in there. So just, and then I think everything else kind of falls into place. So once it's glued, you can lift these up a little bit because there's no glue on the outside. All right, same with this one. Let's glue this one in the center. All right, we're going to just put that one right here. And then your little one with air coming out. And we'll put this one just like right here. So like I said, this one has more leaves. Just, you know, adjust this stamping. All right, so there we go over there. And now we're going to put dimensionals on this. So I'm just going to turn it over. Find my larger ones here. Okay. Now take your card. Now if you want to measure, on the card is 4 1/4, so I did this at like 1 1/8. So go down like 1 1/8. I'm fine eyeballing it. To me, I'm fine as long as I have it like even on the sides. So you can look at your paper over here. So I'm going to put it right about here. So right where that line's at. I'm looking at the top line. And you can also look at the polka dots. Oops, that one laid down a little high. So again, on the line and on the line. But it's also straight through those polka dots. So you're good there. And now let's put our embellishments on and we are done. I like to put glue on the ribbon. Sometimes this is a little thicker, not a lot, but it is a little thicker. So I want to put glue on there. And then get your pokey tool and let's pop some of those. These are the milky dots. These are the blue ones. I just love them with this sweet. All right. There we go. Card number 3. So see, it looks completely different when you turn your flowers, or you can make them longer. You could also pop the sentiment up completely separate if you wanted to do this along, do your whole panel in your leaves and flowers. And then you could always put thinking of and then you down here. I mean, there's a lot of options you can do. But if you don't have this set, choose another leaf and another flower. I mean, you could put really anything on this. But do some yellow flowers and some green leaves. You could use garden green or a different color green. And you can make this card too. So I try, other than the ship, I gave you everything for the ship except the waves and the wheel. You're not going to have those dies and of course the sentiments. But you could use something else, some other background for the water. And then for this, you could use a different flower set. But you still have, this template to give a try, which I just love. This is kind of one of my go-tos. I love a panel in the middle. And then I just love the polka dots and I love yellow and blue. So I thought this would be, really a fun card to do. And this set, it has a punch. So of course it's one of my go-to ones. I love punches. So there's that. So there you go. That is card number 3. Yay! Yay, yay. I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, I like to do different sets because sometimes, I'm hoping that some of you will have some of the sets, and then I know that some of you will not have some of the sets, but I also wanted to show you that you can still, and that's kind of one of my goals, is I try to do the bingo cards that you could change it up. You could use something else that you have already. So you don't necessarily have to use the same exact set I have for the most part. Obviously, sometimes it's just, easier. And when you're looking at it, sometimes you just don't have another idea of what you could use. But that's why I want to tell you some of the items that you could change up. All right. Are we ready for our third bingo? I'm glad you guys liked it. Oh, let me get this stuff out of the way here. Let me grab this stuff out of the way. All right, third bingo, here we go. Good luck. Hi Jenny, how are you? Number 24. We'll do another one right away, 23. I'm going to take a little time to get a bingo, but there's a couple. No B's yet. Oh, I'm looking at the screen. I don't even have a number down yet for you guys. I do, but you don't. Not yet. Yay, Linda has a B. Uh-oh, I just dropped the stamp set in the trash. That would not be good. All right, Trina, Stephanie, Angela, all Judy. Number 6. Number 6. All right, more B's. Number 29. Ooh, got some BIs already. All right, number 7. Lots of BIs popping up now. 13. Oh, we got some BIs popping up now. Isn't it funny how some of these numbers now are coming out sequential order? Ooh, Linda has a BIN 26. Oh, Eileen has a BIN. Trina has a BIN. Number 8. He left a voicemail. The tile guy for the pool. All right, number 27. Ooh, Eileen has a BING. Sorry, my husband walked in here. We had a phone call. He has to call back. But I have the number 17. All right, I'm going to slow down a bit. I'm a couple numbers ahead. Lots of BIs. Eileen with a BING. Trina, Linda with a BIN. Ooh, Linda, BING. All right, you guys are caught up. 15. Number 15. $21. Oh, Eileen has a bingo. Whoops, so I'm taking that back. This will be the next one if there isn't a bingo. Eileen, congratulations. Let's take a look. Sorry, my husband just came back in again. He's all excited. We got a discount on something. Okay. We have a 6 and an 8, 15, 23, and 26. Congratulations, Eileen. Woohoo! Congratulations. I'm waiting to see if there's any more. This number will go back. All right, I see none. Let me write that down. Congratulations. Number 3 bingo. Woo, 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 woo. My husband went to Costco and we had our vacuum took a dump and we had to get another one and it's $200 off, so we got a refund for it. Yay. All right. Card number 4. My husband brought the dog in and he does not like the shaking of the numbers. So I'm probably going to have to let him out soon. He's like, what is the shaking going on? Okay, card number 4. Are we ready? Congratulations, everybody, so far. So this is card number 4. It's got a lot of sparkle. I just love the around the bend. And this is a really good way. If you cannot line your stuff up exactly, this is a great card. Just add some items on there and you are good to go. So let's check out our kit. And then this is the inside. Look, I still have green everywhere. All right. So let's open up our kit. All right. So again, on this card, all you need is a sentiment. Oh, I hope it's not blurry. So here it is. Let's do the inside. All right, we'll take the white. I'll put the purple down. And I'm going to bring in my, oh, here it is. Put our white there. I'm going to do the polka dots. Obviously, this matches in color, but I like the polka dots better. And then here is some of our fresh freesia. This is the shimmer paper. So let's do this. All right, again, with this underneath it, it's just easier to see it. So we're just going to edge it right over to the edge and lay it down. Okay, same thing with this. Now this is probably close to the right size. All right, so if you go out and then come back in, just make sure you come to the current, you know, pull your bar over and make sure it might clear it up for you. All right, so we're going to just put this down here. All right. I like to look just because it might be over just a tad, and on the bottom, just that fresh freesia is just barely over, which doesn't look like it, but once you put it on your panel, then that's when you can tell, oh, I can tell it's, you know, out a little ways, and you don't want that. So let's do this. There we go. So we can put that on the inside. Get this out of the way. There's so many times I've grabbed that white paper thinking, oh, this is the one I'm supposed to stamp on, or this is the one, oh, it's scratch paper, I'll just stamp off on it, and then it ends up being it was supposed to be my inside panel or whatever, so I'm like, oh, That's not good. There we go. So I like to put it in and set it aside. All right. We're going to first take our 2 panels here and put them together also. Obviously, yes, you can turn it over and just use this side. Those colors would still look really pretty with it. But I love polka dots, so anything polka dots, I will be using that. All right, so there we go. This is around the bend. This is the stamp set. And there's a ton of beautiful dies with this. I'll grab it really quick because I want to show you what we did. All right, let's add this to the front. We're popping this up, so I'm good with, we kind of need to do everything from the front, and then we can add it on. So let's do that. All right, here we go. We'll just add this on here. March, like I said at the beginning, March Bingo is already up, ready to go. Let me grab these dies for you real quick. So here's the flowers that we used, these here. And then we didn't use any leaves because we used this one. Okay, so this is the one we used, and we used it for the white and the purple because I wanted the white to go like right around that. Now, you could have taken this, you could put a piece of paper up to it, like, you know, a smaller piece obviously, but you could add it like that, and then, you know, you could cut, but you know how hard it is to get the angle just right, and you don't want, you know, any of the white showing. And if you look through here, you can see the white all the way through, you know, under the flowers, but you can't tell if it's off just a tiny bit. So when you take your white, what we did is we did the purple, and then we took the white, same exact one, and then we just cut along the perforations to take the flowers off so that when we put it on there, it's going to look like this, and then you can layer your flowers up. But this is where your sentiment will go. Okay. Oh, good, Zoila. I'm glad that worked. All right. So here's our sentiment. We're going to put this nice and straight. I'll put it right here because we want our sentiment to be straight. And so, of course, we're going to, again, use Hello There with our black Memento ink. Okay, and so I'm just gonna just bring it in right like here. I just stuck my pinky in the black. Did you guys see that? I just stuck my finger in the black. Okay, so there's Hello There. We'll move that aside. And that is it for ink. So like I said, pull out a sentiment that you want to use if you don't have the stamp set or you want to use something other than Hello There. All right, we're going to glue. I'm just going to use liquid. My liquid's getting low. So somebody had asked me, what is the secret to you not having to shake your bottle so much and, you know, using this glue? If it's full, it is so much easier to use. So I highly recommend filling it up. Even if you're like, oh, I saw glue in it, it's fine. It's kind of like, you know, putting a new blade on, or, you know, using good sharp scissors versus not sharp scissors, that kind of thing. When you fill that up and you turn it over, whoops, and you turn it over, it just automatically comes out super easy. All right, so there we go. There's our panel here. And now I'm going to go ahead and add it to the card. Okay, so we're going to work on the card because if you want to put something, you know, you want to kind of see what it's going to look like around your purple flowers, and it's just, I have no problem adding that. But because you're layering up flowers, I kind of did put a lot of dimensionals on. I mean, not a whole lot, but I mean, that's good there. You don't have to put any underneath your flowers. Oh, it looks like I might have on 2 of them. So we'll do 2 of them, 2 or 3 little ones, just in case. And what I do is, just in case it gets caught, it just kind of keeps your flowers down. And I don't really think there's another one to put it on. Oh, we can put it right. Nope. Okay, we don't need that one. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now let's bring our card in. Take all these off. Okay. And we will put that right across the top. So just put it right across your panel, your polka dotted panel. Okay. And then now let's do these. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our dimensionals. I did pop these up also. So we'll bring in both our small ones and our big ones. So just the large ones I popped up. But before you pop them up, again with the flowers, just kind of roll them. Get your leaves to come up a little bit because you don't want them flat. Okay, just roll them a little bit. Okay, there's that one, and this one. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of, where's my tweezers? Let's take our tweezers. And just put your glue right in the middle. You don't want to do it all the way around because you don't want them too squishy. And then add the purple and the orange. Okay. And then we're going to add the petal pink to the center of the purple. It's going to squish out a little bit, so you only need to put it like right in the middle. And then we'll add it on this one. And then we're going to do the petal pink. Now, there's one thing you could do is we are going to put Wink of Stella on the purple. I recommend, because you don't want to get it on your flower and because it is flat right onto your project, I would do it ahead of time. So take your Wink of Stella. We're just going to add a little sparkle to this because honestly, I think the petal pink looks a little dull by itself for a center of a flower. So just add some Wink of Stella on the middle. Okay, just like that. All right. Now, it's dry. It's alcohol, so it dries fast, except now it's so tiny I can't pick it up. All right, there we go. Take your glue, put it like that, and then put it right in the middle of your purple flower. All right, just like that. Okay, so now you have the 3, and now you're going to add dimensionals on the back. There's one. Thank you, Debbie. All right, so let's add this on here. So what I did is I started with the orange ones here. I'm going to put one here and one on this end. Of course, you don't want them on the outside of your card because you know you're just going to fit in your envelope. And then we're going to put this one like right here. So I am putting it up on the panel, not on the flowers, but you can put them as low as you want. Like this one right here is kind of close to the words. So you could carefully pull it up and move it down just a little bit. Okay, so it's still on the words, it's fine. I did the same thing with all of these. I just kind of rubbed in the middle just to give them a little bit of body so they're not so flat. Make sure your little Chad things are out of them. There might be some in there. There's one. And there's one. All right, so there's that one, and then you need the purple. So we have one large one, or like the medium size of these, and then two of the small of each color. Make sure this one's full of them. I guess I didn't take them out. I started taking them out, and then I said, whew, one person taking 6 flowers and cleaning them is better than me doing hundreds, so. These are sticking in there. Whenever I wipe them off the back, they come out the front. So what I do is I lay it down, and then I poke on it, and then I pull it up, and then it comes off. One more. There you go. Okay, so there's the purple. Again, I like the Chads because a lot of people don't mind. They don't care if the Chads are on there. I do. I like it how it was meant to look. All right, so I'm just going to push the middle there, and you can use whatever tool you have. Just make sure it's not anything that's going to brip it. Okay, wipe those off. These little boogers don't want to come out. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, again, just like that. All right, see all your little mess right there? Okay, now I did, because this one was the orange one, I took the large purple and I went around the outside just lightly. You don't need a whole lot, and just a tad in the middle. Just enough to make it stick, and I just kind of stuck it right here. Okay, and then I like to make sure it's on there. And then I took two of the lighter, the smaller petal pink ones, and I did the same thing. I'm going to go around the outside a little bit. Take your tweezers and slide it right in. So you're just kind of clustering your flowers wherever you want them, really. All right, I'm going to use my tweezers again. And just go around and add the glue. And then I want this one to come up. There's no glue on the outside, it's just in the center. And I'm going to just kind of tuck it under there. Okay, so this one's down and this one's down. Okay, so like that. And now I'm going to take this petal pink one again, the larger one this time, and I'm going to just tuck it right here, kind of in the middle. So you can see it. Make sure it sits there. And then I'm going to do the purples, and I'm going to do one kind of on the top and one towards the bottom a little bit, and kind of spread them out a little. So I'll do one right here. Takes a minute for the glue to dry, so kind of make sure that they're in the place where you want them. And then we'll do this one. And I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to tuck it in right here. Okay. So what I like to do when I'm done with something like this is let it sit for a bit, because the glue starts to dry, but it still gets a little bit tacky. It's still a little bit wet. And you can take your tool in and just kind of press them down just to confirm, you know, kind of make sure they're where they're supposed to be. And like these are really wet still down here, so be careful. But they start to dry, and as long as you come back and just push them, they'll stay where they're supposed to stay. And then you have these embellishments, and these are called, what did I do with these? Opaque adhesive backs. So that's these, and I used the lighter Fresh Freesia color. Oh, I just dropped. Okay, that's okay. I moved them out of the way. All right. And so then I just took the large and I just kind of put it down here. And then the two smaller ones, I like to kind of tuck them, you know, within your project here. And I just put one right here too. I mean, you could take the large ones and put them in the middle of your flowers, but I didn't think, I mean, I thought these flowers were pretty darn big. So I chose to not, because that's really not big enough to go in the middle there, and I just wanted the colors to kind of match. So I hope you guys liked card number 4. Let me kind of clean this off a little bit so we can have another game of bingo. All right. So like I said, you're going to get everything in your kit except sentiment. Of course, you need to stamp the sentiment. But other than that, it's just kind of a fun spring card. And I think this would be, you know, Happy Mother's Day or birthday or, you know, whatever you want it to be. You could even emboss this and bring it down, you know, if you're creating your own, and do your corner down here and do a larger sentiment or do a, you know, an embossed white piece on top of your whatever color you're using. And when you're putting this on, when you're die cutting this, it should be, to me, it should be square. Okay, so your piece is like this, and then that gives you your good, you know, your good around the corner look. Okay, do you see what I mean? Make this is like squared, and then your corner will kind of come out really good. So there's number 4. All right, time for some winning. Good luck, everybody. We're down to the last game. I have everything ready. I just have to run your labels and get them in the mail. They're all packaged. Oh, thank you, Linda. You're so sweet. All right, here we go. Number 16. Good luck, good luck. Number 5. Number 8. Number 10. All right, we've already got some BIs on here. Number 29. Ooh, BIN from Nancy. Go, Nancy. Number 3. Number 13. Ooh, BIN for Linda. Got some B's coming on now. 22. 22. 27. All right, now we're seeing some more B's. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, everybody. I really do appreciate it. If you want to get notified of videos when I'm going to have a video coming on, make sure you subscribe and then hit the little bell for notification. That will tell you when, it'll give you a little notification that I'm going to be coming on. And it's also a good reminder. A lot of people say, oh, I didn't know you were on, or oh, I forgot. And this will give you a reminder that I'm coming on. So, and of course it helps my station too. Number 24. It really helps me grow my channel. My goal is to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully we can do that. Ooh, Linda has a BING. Number 2. Leslie with the BIN and Nancy with the BIN and Linda with the BING. Number 17. Number 1. There you go, Margie. Margie's on with the BI now. Olivia, Stephanie, Terry, Leslie, all with the BI. Ooh, Terry has a BIN now. And 11. Ooh, Stephanie has a BIN and Terry. Leslie has a BING. 28. Olivia has a BIN. All right, let's get these all shaken up. All right. 26. Ooh, Olivia has a BING. We're getting close. We have a few BINGs. Number 9. Number 9. We have Olivia, Leslie. I think I had one other up above that I can't read right now that has a BING. Let's see. Linda. Linda had BING. Ooh, and Carol has a BING. All right. Oh, let's see. All right. Oh, Leslie. Leslie has a bingo. Let's see. We have 1, 5, 9, 22, and 27. Congratulations, Leslie. Yay! Leslie has a number 4. Bingo. Is there anybody else? Any consolation bingos? No. All right, so let's take a look. Here were the cards we did. Number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. So there we go. Those were the cards that we did. Let's move this one over a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. And we had so much fun. Congratulations to the winners. We have, number 1 was Lisa Schulten. Number 2 was Dolores, Zoila Guzman. Number 3 was Eileen Briggs. And number 4 was Leslie Knox. I'm going to fix this here because I have it. There we go. Congratulations. And thank you so much, everybody, for playing. I just love bingo night, and it's so much fun. And next month, like I said, for sure, I will use the Irresistible Blooms, and I will use Forever Fern, and then the other 2 I don't know yet. I don't even have the other 2 created yet, but I know I want to use those. And then I am going to have a class in April. So in March, if you purchase this suite from me, you will you can receive the class for free, and you will need to register. I just don't have the registration ready yet, so that's why it says coming soon. You'll get my host code and all that good stuff ready to go for March. In March, I will have bingo. It's going to be, again, Forever Fern and Irresistible Blooms, and then 2 others that I do not know yet. So the registration for March bingo is ready to go. The class for April is not yet, but it's coming. I wanted to let you know that, so that if you do decide that you want to purchase your suite from me, I would really appreciate that, of course, and your class would be free, and you need to register as soon as it's ready to go. Diane, when is the raining class? So the Rain and Shine class is going to be next week. I think it's the 23rd. So the class kits are just about ready to package. They're all cut. I just have to package them up and get them ready. I have an in-person class on Sunday. So after that, I will record the video and get that all out to you by the 23rd. So the date on the 23rd just says it's because that is my deadline to get you your kit and your video. There will not be a PDF because they're pretty straightforward, but I'll go over measurements in the class on the video. On the 15th, is that when? On the 15th, the February class, let me find it here. I might have taken it down because I don't have any more available. That was today. Yeah, I believe it's the 23rd was the day. Diana, the 23rd, it doesn't matter because it's an online class. I will email you a video, a link to YouTube for a private video, and I will mail you your kits. Oh, March bingo. Yeah, that's the 15th. March bingo's the 15th. Yes. Thank you. So I'll mail you, like the classes I've done in the past. You'll get a link with the video and a link with, and I'll mail your kits to you. So you'll get one in the mail and then one on your email. And so you'll have your private link that you can do the video along with it. All right, let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. It doesn't look like it. All right. So thank you again, you guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you subscribe, thank you very, very much. And I will see you on Sunday at 6 o'clock for another fun video. Come back and leave a message on here what stamp set you would like me to use on this Sunday. Yes, the 23rd is the online class. Yes, correct. All right, everybody, have a great, fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you Sunday. Bye, everybody.